Many of you know how I'm passionate about men, and God has called me to disciple men. I remember this journey when I started it around 7 years ago. Why? Because I realized that every other intervention that I was seeing the world bring in terms of changing society, transforming people, had void of a man. There was no man involved. You can see in our communities, everyone is advocating for the girl child, and nothing wrong with that. We ought to advocate for the girl child. But I realized that all those ladies, they grow up and they're looking for a man, and they are no men. I've pastored for so long. I look into the church, I see very beautiful young ladies, very, very confident. They are working strong. They know what they want. But there's one thing missing, and that is a strong, godly man. And so I started on the journey of understanding biblical manhood and going ahead and interviewing a lot of people in the NGO world, in the corporate world. I realized that without a man being discipled and taking his place in the community, there's no intervention that can ever solve the problem. All the other issues we're trying to solve are symptoms of a result of lack of a man, a godly man. Manhood is a choice you have to make. We have very many people who are male, but they're not men. Men are those who are rejecting passivity, who are leading courageously, who are taking on responsibility, who are investing eternally. That's who a man is. And so I started on this journey of discipling men. And boy, I want to tell you, we've seen such an amazing transformation. And many ladies at first came at church and said, what about us? We want to make sure we too are discipled. And I remember telling them, when a man is discipled, when a man walks in his identity, you will be the happiest. Children will be the happiest. And so we started on this journey of discipling men. And I believe I'll do that all the rest of my life. Why? Because disciple man, equip him, release him to fly what God created him to be, and the rest will be history. The things of looking after orphans and the women and the pregnant girls, all those things that we're struggling with and battling with in community shall be solved by just one silver bullet. Concentrate on a man. Disciple him. And that's what we are seeing at Encounter. We are seeing families that were going to divorce. Now they are back together. We're seeing children who didn't know how a father hugs, how a father can sit and talk to them. And now fathers are doing that. And the story is changing. And all because we're discipling a man to be in the likeness of who Christ is. So I want you to join this journey. I want you to start advocating for the men, for those young boys, because God hides men in young boys. We want to disciple those young ones also. Why? Because society needs strong, godly men. God bless you. Hope you have the passion for discipling men.